This is Anthony with True Diamond Heart. It's nice to see you continuing this work with us through the darkness. This is our Through the Darkness series. And we are working together through the darkness. All of the support we have in this material world and the invisible support that we have helps us. The second we begin our intention and our focus of awareness and concentration and consciousness, all of the forces of light marshal and gather. They're all there, but they're waiting for our ascent. We have free choice. And so we said last time we're going to discuss who I am. Who I am is something that is so, and who I am, I'm speaking from the point of view of the ears that are listening as well as the mouth that's speaking. Who I am listening to this now. I'm watching this video. I am magnificent, brilliant light of creativity and love and joy and compassion. That is the essence of what created and the creation are simply the same. They're extensions of one being, of one state of being. Now, who I think I am is a very different matter. I've been programmed and conditioned to believe and think that I am a constellation, a grouping of ideas and feelings, of likes and dislikes, of affiliations. I am this gender, I am this age, I am this profession, I am this grouping of things that I own, these grouping of things that I want to own, things that people that I believe I've connected to, believe that I don't want to connect to, political affiliations, religious affiliations. Yes, religious affiliations are identity. I started this path seriously about almost 13 years ago. Seriously, I've been dabbling for 30 years perhaps, probably longer. And for the first few years, I was meditating hours every day, meditating, doing my work, and I'm a spiritual guy. This was my self-identification. And I would be in traffic and the person would do something and I would say, that doesn't affect me, I'm a spiritual guy. After 5 or 6 years, about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, whatever it was, I caught myself. The thing happens, I would be angry and I would suppress it. Like that. So fast I fooled myself. I wasn't the spiritual guy was just one more identity. Before that I was a political guy. Oh, now I'm a spiritual guy. And spiritual guys don't react when things happen. They're responsive, not reactive. And yet I was reactive. I was reactive and suppressing it because I had this false sense of myself as spiritual. Not that there wasn't spirituality going on. Yes, the hours and hours and hours and hours and reading and being by myself and all these things, they were moving me to the point where I was able to find the honesty and the courage to see that there was darkness where I was pretending there wasn't darkness. My self-image was of my constructed falsity. And when you have a constructed false self, you're always fighting to keep it together. Because authenticity, dogs, little children, nature, they don't fight to show you who they are. They simply are who they are. There's no struggle. There's no contradiction. But once we've developed these personalities, persona is a mask. That's what persona means. Personality, the mask, the self that we've adopted and we think we are. That thing needs constant protection. We're always attacking and protecting because it's not real. Yes, I am male. Yes, my skin reflects the light in a certain way, so I appear to have a certain color. Yes, I am a certain number of years on this earth. The earth has gone around the sun a certain number of times since I was born. Yes, I have certain political beliefs. Yes, I have certain religious things and certain foods I like and don't like, but this is not who I am. This is who I am relatively, and I accept it and I embrace it to the extent that I'm able to. This is part of finding the light, is embracing and accepting and being fully with what we are on this level. And yet there's a level that's so much deeper. There's a level in which you are me. The ears that hear are simply generating. The heart that's right underneath the ears that are listening to this are creating this message of truth as much as this heart is creating the message of truth. And it doesn't matter about the time that it was recorded that's elapsed. It doesn't matter whether you were aware of it or not. It doesn't make any difference. There is a reality. I'm telling you this from personal experience. This is not belief. This is knowledge. This is knowledge. I know this because I spend increasing amount of times with this. And this whole True Diamond Heart project is about contacting this. Hey, I'm a human being. I'm doing this for myself. Let's face it. I do this for you because you are myself in the broadest context. This is the nature of love, compassion, truth, beauty. The deepest self needs to expand and recognize that self in everything. In every leaf of every tree, in every hair on the dog's body, in every human being that's ever been, that is, and that ever will be. That's the ultimate self. And knowing that and growing into that, accepting, embracing, and simply in joy, not enjoy. Enjoyment has opposite. It has depression. In joy, there's no opposite to joy. Joy, all of these, this self that I'm speaking of, which is coming from you. Don't resist your beauty. It's coming out of some other guy's mouth, but it's from your heart. And this guy needs you to help me, help you, help me. There's only one resonance, finally. And when you're finally resonating and I'm finally resonating, we will disappear into the light. And that scares both of us because we don't want to lose these little ego selves, separated selves. But the light doesn't care about that. There's no time for the light. There's no time for the ultimate truth. It's always here, always will be here. And finally, as much as we resist, we are light. Through the darkness, with the courage and honesty we spoke of, with the understanding that we are responsible for everything that's here, we move towards and into this grand, divine, timeless self of perfect, expansive love that knows no boundary, that is not bound by this body or by your body or by that car that goes by or by the tree behind or the tree in front or by anything. It is simply eternal and internal and external and everywhere, timeless, placeless, and yet everywhere and in all time. We move into this with consciousness, with our work. We shed that, it's sick, a sick attachment, a desperate attachment to this little self that's always yearning and striving for more stuff and more sex and more attention and never satisfied. Through this process of awakening into our grand self, we accept our little self and we embrace him or her and we take care of him or her in new ways. And the self expands and the joy and the light expands and we end up in darker and darker experiences, but for briefer times and opening to greater light. I'm going to speak about that next time. Thank you for bringing that to the attention that we need to have in our Through the Darkness series on True Diamond Heart. Please support us in this world of superficiality. Likes, follows, subscriptions mean a lot, as does money. We're not asking for money yet, but we will eventually. We're eventually going to be coming into the material side because this is a project that calls for money. Money is simply power, and yet it's power in the material level. And yet it is like anything else, like likes, follows, subscriptions, money, sex. These things really tempt us into our false selves, into the aggrandizement of this little bodied self. I am special. Look at me, I'm presenting on True Diamond Heart. Look at how this brilliance flows through me. And the second I take credit for it, it disappears because it's not my brilliance. It's your brilliance as much as mine. It is simply the brilliance that is. So yes, we need your support on every level. We need your support to keep us true, to keep us on the path, to help us see the light in the darkness and to go through these darknesses into the full light and full expression of our authentic being. Stay with us through the darkness. We're on our way.